I'm Tony Schmiesing, and okay. My name's Tony Schmiesing. I'm from Berkeley, California. When I was a teenager, I broke my neck in a diving accident that left me a C4-5 quadriplegic. I was a surfer, skater, skier, all of it, you know, whatever I could do just was, yeah, it was pretty hardcore.
So I received an email from an account that had the title Fast Barnacle, and I knew that I should open it and see what was up. It was about a 4-page typed email that had the words of someone so passionate about everything that he wanted to experience in life. And at the very end, he just simply said, "How can we go skiing together?"
I emailed him first, and I still didn't know what I didn't know about high fives at this point either, which is kind of funny. I'm always stoked to meet somebody in Tahoe and the area because I feel so at home there. I mean, everybody there is like family to me. It's a home away from home. It was a great conversation. He said, "So what are your ski goals?" And I really didn't know what he was talking about. And I said, you know, I want to get Vert again. I said, that's what I want to do. And the funny thing is, whenever I tell somebody that I want to get Vert again, they instantly think I'm talking about walking.
So we never actually purchased Tony a ski. We actually purchased him the padding or the seating that goes inside of it. Seating and comfort and just the whole performance of the ski is so important for Tony. We don't want him to develop a pressure sore, and we also want to make sure that he's really firmly seated inside of the sit ski. So working with Aspen Seating, we were able to grant Tony a grant so that he could get the exact seating that he needed so that he could do all the great things that he wanted to do in his bi-ski.
Being skiers, they had that understanding, and that was very different than, say, any other foundation that I would have come across. I wouldn't be where I am without that seat, that's for sure. And then I knew that whole Vert thing could definitely happen. I was back on the slopes last year, and I had this sort of crazy idea to try to get Vert again, and the super pipe came to mind in North Star, and
so we worked on a half pipe. And the year that he wanted to do that Vert, we worked with a resort, and unfortunately that resort tore down the half pipe the day before we were supposed to go skiing with Tony.
And we knew that there was a terrain park at Squaw, and we knew that, we were at Alpine, and we knew there was a terrain park, so we just go, well, let's just get on some park stuff that'll feel a lot like that surfy, skatey thing. And somewhere in there, we saw a big green wall. And, you know, the thought that we just all kind of like, Ryan and I just goes, yeah, let's just go for it. It was, you know, it was crazy that we even thought we could do it, but this is the kind of fun that we get to have, but it came pretty damn close to what I was chasing, you know, it really did. And it wasn't quite the Vert thing because it was so quick, but it was a big eye opener because really we felt like if we could do that, we could do anything.
You know, the half pipe kind of happened just out of the blue. Tony randomly said he was coming up. He had already scheduled a time with Brian. We knew at the time that Squaw Valley actually had a half pipe. So we just arranged for Tony's lesson, instead of being at Alpine, to happen at Squaw Valley that day.
We skied the mini pipe first, which was fun, but it wasn't what we were looking for. And then we got in the super pipe, and it was everything I was chasing. That was the feeling I was chasing.
When I was at my worst, you would tell me I would blow when I thought that I would burst. You taught me how to help others, and through that discover how to put myself first. And here we are again, just confronting fears. Whether pain or gain is a bunch of tears. Blood, sweat, and tears probably disappear when smoke starts to clear. Their position's near. Pay attention to the folks who are fanning the flames. They're the ones who matter most in the gravity game. When stakes weigh you down.
It's so funny to have everything rush back, and you go, wow, that's exactly what I was trying to do for 30 years.
And I'm pretty sure it was a first of its kind, having assisted bi-skier go down the half pipe. You know, we were lucky. The timing was perfect. It was sunny, it was Bluebird, Tony was up, Brian was there, and Squaw Valley had an epic pipe at the time.
And I think after the pipe, Roy kind of asked me in Roy's joking way, he said, so what do you want to do next? Knowing that this was a pretty big deal, and I think I was feeling a bit cocky and with a little braggadocio, I just said, oh, I want to heli ski Alaska. Which, I mean, okay, it's a little bananas. I mean, it's a lot bananas. So when I finally got the call from Roy and Kevin, it was a pretty surreal moment. To have somebody, to have an organization at least, to see like the things that I wanted to do and go, these are possible things, without ever doubting, that's pretty incredible. It's all about the word yes, and I've never heard no. And that's a luxury. That's a real luxury when you're somebody like myself. The fact that I found myself on an Alaskan peak, about to ski blower powder with Points North and that crew, a year later, was pretty surreal, pretty bananas. Yeah, I mean, I was sitting up there eating a cold vegetarian sandwich, tripping. It was like, okay, game on. We're gonna do this. Nobody knew whether or not we could do this. Nobody knew how I was going to get into a helicopter. Nobody knew whether or not we would even get snow to ski. I mean, that, and the fact that they were there to put me in what literally turned out to be a magical experience, like, that's an incredible gift. It really is. I couldn't stop feeling this tremendous amount of gratitude after each run, just going, holy shit, I'm in Alaska. I'm skiing powder in Alaska, getting in and out of a helicopter. So, you know, when Arcade Belts came on board and Roy informed me that I was part of the belt program, and we had just accomplished goal number 4 by heli skiing, being the first quad to heli ski Alaska in epic blower powder. That was a very funny moment for me, because kind of shot your wad at that point. If your 4th goal is that, how do you top that?
Did we top out on Tony's 4th goal? And many would probably say yes.
I was watching the X Games, the Winter X Games in 2015, I think it was, and I saw that they had adaptive athletes and that they were they were actually broadcasting this, and I thought that is super cool. This place, so on the one hand, they have these para-skiers and these monoskiers that are just sick. They're badasses, like Josh Dueck and some of the other cats that are out there doing what they do. Those guys, that's an obvious thing. And on the other hand, they had Special Olympics. And that's another side of skiing, and what I've never seen what we've been accomplishing, High Fives and Brian and I, on the mountain, not just an everyday thing, not in the pipe, not in Alaska. That isn't anywhere, because there isn't an event. There's no class of athlete like me.
I said, Eric, I have one thing to request from you. I've got this guy. His name's Tony Schmiesing. And we thought that we topped out with his highest goal, but he has one last goal. He wants to be the first adaptive athlete ever to ski the X Games halfpipe. And Eric just straight up said, yeah, we'll make this happen.
But this actually felt more ridiculous than Alaska. So I guess on the scale of things, I was ramping things up, because now there's just more moving parts. Now we're talking about ESPN, we're talking about the X Games, we're talking about a super pipe for world-class athletes, and nobody knows who I am.
But at the end of the day, with the help of SPT, X Games, and really Eric Zarenner, we were able to get Tony to go to Aspen and be that first ever adaptive athlete to ski the halfpipe.
And then that drop, and we hit the first wall, and then we hit another. Brian just suddenly says, "Oh yeah, no, we got it." It brought me back to the exact feelings of seeing lines in your head and being able to hit them. If you're a skier, you dream of being in something like that. If you're a skater, you dream of finding a pool like that. If you're a surfer, you dream of finding that wave where not anything is out of place. This is where it far exceeded anything I could have imagined. At the bottom of the pipe, I get a high five from Roy, who's been at almost every one of my goals. And it's like, I mean, it was kind of one of those stupid movie moments, you know, that just, where so much of it came together in a way that could only be. And it was an incredible moment. Got a little dusty under my mask and goggles. I have to admit, it was a pretty incredible time. This is the kind of things that bring me back to just, I'm an athlete like anybody else on the mountain. I'm not any different than anybody else. These feelings I have, everybody else has them too. It doesn't matter like whether they're winning an X Games gold or not. This is what everybody chases when they're doing these sports. And
you know, it's a real true testament to see what we were able to accomplish, not only from goal 1, but all the way through goal 5 with Tony. And you know, there's not a better person in the world to every day go to work and raise money for, to be able to provide experiences through empowerment grants than Tony Schmiesing.
I don't know what's next. I really don't. Something pretty cool, I'm sure. And then it's just the imagination, really. That's what it comes down to. It's just envisioning something and going for it. And then, yeah, life takes over from there. pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. Yeah.